same number. Ayun no, ngayon lang, ngayon lang naalala ni Sir Jake. Okay, so guys, sige, let's close the poll here. So again, remember if you are an S or N. So we now have two letters. So kaganina I or E, ngayon either your S and N. Okay, so guys, please hold on this kasi we still have two poll. Pero this is really interesting. Okay, so I want you to transfer again to this. So we have again to the Menti, then use this code. Kasi yung free hanggang dalawa lang. Kaya iniwalay ko. Okay. So yeah, let's discover more about yourself. No? So i-click ko ulit yung link. Okay, ito yung link. For those who, ayan, ayan. Ayan. Okay, so let me share again the screen. Tignan nga natin, baka yung iba sumagot na. Oh, okay. So, which describe you again the most? Are you emo? Oy, or cold? Parang, parang may nagdalawang isip pa, no? Emo, you're kinda emotional. Yung cold, yung parang you tend to have, to have things, always parang, ang tawag dito, sort out, di ba? You're not easy to, parang hindi, well, definitely an opposite of emotional. Okay? Oh, okay. So, mostly pala mga cold tong mga to. Kaya, okay. So, 39. Oops, meron pang apat na hindi sumasagot. Based from the last poll natin. So, 11 yung emo, 28 yung cold. Wala, nasa na yung apat? Okay, anyone? So, I'll be counting again. Again, take note, no? So, meron na dapat kayong dalawang letter. Kaganina sa I or E. Code here. Okay. Ito yung code. Here. Ayan, Jack. Okay. Yeah, we'll wait for you. Okay. 41. 2 more to go. Yeah, let's just somehow break the ice. No? Okay, one more. Oh, nawala na ng internet yung isa. So guys, right now, you now already have 3 dapat. So between, yan, thank you. So between the I and E, between the S and N, and now between F and T. Okay, interesting again to know. Most of you are cold. And last one, okay. So I want you to describe yourself. Are you someone who is more into rules and facts? Or you're the one who is more into the unconventional or yung mga spontaneous? Oh, mga ganun. Ayun, no? Okay, o ba? Ba? Mga law-abiding ba yung nasa blue? Conventional, unconventional, well, rules and facts. Ba? May 6 na talagang 7 na talagang mukhang may paninindigan sila na we gonna go against the flow. Oh, 8 na may nahikayat. 42 and last one. Okay. Oh, sorry, napindot. Okay, okay. Yan. Okay. Uy, 45. Okay. Paano yung dalawa, no? Okay, sorry guys. Okay. Funny. Okay, anyways, so this time you now have 4 letters. Okay. So you now have 4 letters. So I want you to take note of that one because, well, probably for some of you, you have already heard about this, no? So this is actually a very quick check of your personality. Okay. And this personality type actually aligns with, okay, I don't know if anyone is familiar with this test. Sige nga, kung may familiar, can anyone type it in the chat? Are you familiar with this one, guys? So this is actually a test of personality. So this, yan, si Ada, tama si Ada, si Faye. This is MBTI. Pero syempre, short version kasi baka maubos yung oras natin. Okay? So, based from what you have gathered, okay, let's see kung ano yung personality type ninyo. Okay? So, I'll be sharing in the screen. Okay. I'll be sharing in the screen the list of probably personality that you have. Okay? So very exciting, no? So, well, thanks to Myers Briggs, okay? So siya yung nag-invento nito. And in relations to what we're discussing and what we're doing, this will definitely give you, okay, an idea of probably what type of manager you'll be. Okay. So, makita nyo dito guys, no? Okay. If kung ano yung nakuha nyo, okay. Oh. Naku, parang hindi niya ata nagustuhan yung nakuha niya. Okay. So, sino dito nakakuha nito? ESFP. Oy, the entertainer. Okay. Pwedeng pumasok sa bahay ni Kuya. Okay. So, probably, I hope, no? I hope may mga nakakuha ng INTJ para naman mas ma-appreciate yung ating topic. So sabi dito, the architects, strategic planners. Okay? So, well, ako okay na ako kung the entrepreneur, no? Okay, anyways guys, this is really a very quick, no? Can anyone share? Siguro, okay. Pwede bang I'll be picking siguro 3 person then just let us tell us no kung ano yung personality nyo. Okay? So, this will be 1 point each. Oy, bonus na to kasi ang dali lang sasabihin niyo lang. Oh, si Kenneth. Hi Kenneth.
No, sir.
Yan. Kenneth, anong personality mo?
Nakuha, sir.
Oo. Yung totoo
ESTP yung the entrepreneur.
Okay. ESTP. Oh, the entrepreneur. Nice. Nice. Oh, alam mo na, Kenneth. Okay? Baka mamaya magulat na lang tayo, nag-online selling na si Kenneth. Thank you, Kenneth.
Thank you po.
That's 1 point. Uy, ang dami yung Kenneth. Si John Kenneth. JK. Hi, JK.
Hello po.
Yan. Anong nakuha mo, JK?
Yung SIFJ.
Sorry?
Defender.
Defender. Defender, ISFJ, protective, warm, and caring. You know, guys, no, this will actually help you identify. Well, this could be some a leadership characteristic, no? So, di ba? Yung may mga an ideal, siguro more of tawag dito, more of military or army kasi protective, no? Or probably guidance counselor. Okay, thank you John Kenneth. Yeah, thank you for sharing. So let's call one more. Bernard Joshua. Hi Bernard. Nandiyan ba si Bernard? Wala? Okay, so let's call another one. Para design oras natin. And last is si Christian Jose. Okay. Parang yesterday natag din si Christian, no? Hi, Christian.
Hi, sir.
Yan. Sige. Anong personality type mo based sa MBTI, Christian?
Ano po, yung the defender din po.
Oh. Nako, mahirap kayo magtalo ni Kenneth kasi pareho kayong Okay? Pero that's nice, no? Okay. Siguro I'll be calling 2 more. Thank you, Christian. So, let's ask si Rani. Hi, Rani.
Hi po, sir.
Yan. Rani, anong nakuha mo?
Ano po, INTJ po, sir.
INTJ? Oh, nice. So,
Hindi ko po sure, sir.
oo nga, ayun nga yung sunod kong tatanong. Sa tingin mo ba? I think so naman. Okay. So, INTJ, nice. So, sabi dito, imaginative ka ba, strategic and planners. You could have the potential to become a good planner, no? So, that's nice. Thank you, Rani. Okay. So, mamaya tatanungin kita pagkatapos ng class natin, ha? So, last is si Mark Lloyd. Hi, Mark Lloyd.
Hello po, sir.
Yun. Hi. Hi, Mark. Yeah. Anong personality type? Parang ano to si Mark? Parang yung opposite ni ni Rani. Hindi, joke lang. Go ahead, Mark.
Yung nakuha ko po yung entertainer. Dito naman.
The
Yung
entertainer.
entertainer po.
Sabi ko na nga, we. Okay. So, one time, hindi na tayo magtataka kung nasa bahay na ni Kuya si Mark, ha? Okay. The entertainer. Totoo ba yun, guys? Kasi hindi niyo pala nakasama si Mark. Sorry, guys, no? But were you be able, to somehow, experience yung face-to-face? Yeah, definitely. Kasi 4th year. Yeah. Tama, no? Yeah. So, yeah, at least you know, guys, no? So somehow, probably, for some, very obvious, no? Siguro, parang naging totoo yung MBTI. For some, katulad ni Rani, parang hindi rin siya makapaniwala. Pero, again, personality changes over time. So kung whatever your personality right now, it could change pa, no? Depending on probably situations or conditions that you will be subjective over time. Okay? But this is actually really a good guide. Guys, actually, di ba, on my position right now on the company that I am with, actually every time that we look for a candidate as part of our team, I heavily depend on this. So we have syempre hindi lang for questions yon. We have our recruitment team do the personality test. Then most of the time, syempre I do have my preference, but all of these are really good, no? And this actually works well on a certain specific project. Okay? So thank you, guys, no? So Sir JB, please capture po, no? Si Sir JB kaya anong nakuha? Sir JB, anong personality type nyo?
Hello, sir.
Oo. Anong personality type niya, sir? Nag-take ba kayo, sir?
Yes.
Yun. Sir, share niyo naman para marin. Or confidential.
Confidential eh.
Ay! Confidential. Dali
Wala
mo.
sa pagpipilian din, joke.
Oo, wala. Okay. Sir, ano lumabas sa inyo, sir? Curious lang.
Totoo.
Yes po. Hindi pwede, sir, M. O, yung sabi ni JP, hindi daw pwede M. Okay.
ESFJ.
Ano?
The consul. Ano ba yung consul?
The consul? Caring, social, and popular. Na,
Parang di ka totoo eh.
hindi
Yung eme lang ata yan.
Eme lang ba yan? Uy, may nagsabi si Christian, no? Sabi niya legit. Oh, sinuportahan ka ni JP. Oh, popular talaga. Okay, sabi sa inyo guys, totoo to. Kaya Rani, maniwala ka. Okay, so guys, thank you. Sir JV, list mo yung mga nagsagot.
Yes po, nakalist.
Okay, so guys, thank you for the participation. And I hope you also find it very, very entertaining. And it has something to do with our discussion. Okay, so I'll be skipping this house. Huh? Okay, medyo choppy Okay. Okay, so
Sir, wait lang, sir.
Okay lang, go
Lang
ahead.
muna.
Akala ko may question na o kaya merong ano.
Yan, okay na po.
Ayan. Okay. Akala ko may ano eh, hindi matanggap. Okay, so guys, actually again, this is our course track, but of course you already know this one. This is what we have done day 2 and we believe na alam nyo na yan. Okay, for this session day 2, our topic will be more on this. So planning and project management applications. Okay? So yung planning, if you notice, medyo marami sa list pero madali lang yan. Kaya definitely kayang-kaya natin yan, no? And lastly, I'll also be sharing with you guys yung ating software. So madali lang naman yung installation. So I don't think so na mag-struggle kayo dyan. So yeah, so again, today is March 22. Okay, so let's now start our day 2. Okay, so for the list of topics, okay, these are the learning outcomes that we need, that you are expected to achieve. Number 1, understand the concept of planning. Okay, maganda na nga yung simula kaganini ni Joyce, na there's actually a consequences of rushing into planning. That's why it's important that we understand the concept of it. Learn the common scheduling practices, define what is WBS, define what is an activity, okay? Understand what is a network diagram, which I know you already know. Understand the concept of scheduling, and somehow let's be familiar with some of the scheduling terms, okay? Okay, so and of course, all of this, again, may impart na naman sa brain natin. Nice. So you'll be a different person than yesterday. So kahapon, dami niyo natutunan. Ngayon pa ulit. Okay, so let's start with planning. So project planning. Okay. So project planning is actually a mix of common sense and understanding. Okay? And also, it incorporates experience. Kasi how can you plan something that you don't know? Okay? So it also involves some of the researches. Okay. And most of the knowledge that you need to impart whenever you does planning is you need to always be aware of this of this something. Okay. So I'll be calling names of ng pwedeng makahula, no? Hula talaga. Malay mo naman alam talaga. Of someone that can tell us ano kaya ito, because this has an important thing na kailangan every time that we start or work with a plan. Okay? Okay, let's call, okay, for 1 point, si Angel Ann. Hi, Angel Ann. What do you think is this na very important when we are doing project planning? Ayan. Yan yung clue. Nako, baka Illuminati ata ito. Hi, Angel Ann. Okay.
Hello po, sir.
Yan. Hi, Angel. What do you think is this one? A concept that we need to understand before jumping into planning.
Wait lang po, sir. Hindi ko po
Okay,
alam.
any wild guess para kahit ano lang. Wild guess, no? Any idea? Okay, 2 words.
Hindi po ba yun sa constraints?
Hindi ba yan sa ikaw, yung sagot. Alam mo, matalino to si Angel.
Hindi ko po alam ko.
Pinupush ako eh.
Hindi po.
Okay. Pupush ako. Okay, sino pwedeng tumulong kay Angel? Thank you, Angel. Okay, sige. 0.5 yun.
Thank you po, sir.
Thank you. So, ayan, tawagin natin si Bernard. Oy, si Bernard. Bernard, tulungan mo naman si Angel. Ano sa tingin mo to? The concept that is very important whenever we does planning. Hello, Bernard? Okay, so let's jump into another one. Okay, so Sir Jay, pakalista. Okay, si Maricar. Yan. Hi, Maricar. Alam ko nandiyan ka lang, Maricar. Oh, mali ako. Wala ata dyan. Wala ata dyan si Maricar. Oh, Sir Jay, alam mo yung mga absent na ha?
Hello po, sir.
Ayun, si Maricar. Maricar? Tama? Sakto, oh, ikaw pa rin talaga. Hi, Maricar. Challenge yung Maricar. Baka pwede mong i-type na lang Maricar. Kung medyo challenge yung internet. What do you think is this? This is really important. And this is actually the basic, no? Measurement. Measurement. Okay. Thank you, Maricar. But unfortunately, it's not. It's not measurement. It's a two-word, no? So, it's a two-word. Actually, yung sagot ni Angel kaganina, malapit na eh. Kaso unsure lang siya. Ayan, baka si Mark Andre can help us. Hi, Mark.
Good afternoon po, sir.
Good afternoon. Ano sa tingin mo to?
Project preparation po.
Project prep. Hindi. Babangga sa R yung A eh.
Ay.
Okay. Mali, Andre. Sorry, Andre, no?
Sige po, sir. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you din as well, Andre. Last na lang. Okay. Parehong Andre. So, Andre, Kyle. Pag di nyo nasagot, sige ako nasasagot. Okay. Hi, Andre. Naku, pang ano pa si Andre ah. Nandiyan ka ba, Andre? Hi, Andre? Okay, so let's call another one.
Sir, may naman nagtataas ng kamay. Baka gusto mong...
Meron ba nagtataas? Sorry, hindi ko nakita. Okay. Si Joyce Ann ba? Hindi to si... Iba pa to kanina, no?
Ayan din yung kanina, si Joyce.
Si Joyce Ann. Okay, sige Joyce Ann, wait lang ha. Bigyan natin yung mga nagtaas ng kamay. Sige nga. Paano ba to, sir? Sabay ganun. Paano ba yung... Di ko kasi nakikita. Oh, I see. Ito na, ito na. So, ayun. Actually, di ko na alam, no? Pero ang una kong nakita si Jenny. Hi, Jenny. Go ahead. What do you think
Hello
is
po.
this? Yes.
Proper preparation po.
Proper preparation. Hindi talaga. Preparation. Okay. Nice ha? Pero actually hindi. Sorry Jenny, na-excite kita. Pero hindi. Sige, si Nicole. Hi Nicole. Thank you Jenny. Nice try.
Hello po.
Yes. Ano sa tingin mo to?
Proper procurement po.
Guys, alam nyo guys, ang gagaling nyo, no? Hindi ko naisip yun, pero hindi talaga yun yung sagot. Last na lang and I'll be answering. Actually, baka ma-disappoint kayo, pero ito talaga yan. So, Marie Tony. Sige, si Marie Tony. O ba may steal? Wait lang, si Marie Tony muna. Go ahead, Marie Tony.
Sir, mali po yung yung akin, yung proper procurement po. Nasabi niyo.
Oh, mali. Okay, sige. O sige, pagbigyan natin si... Guys, pagbigyan ko lang si Clarissa kasi ngayon ko lang matatawag si Clarissa pero nagtaas siya. Okay, Clarissa.
Hello po, sir.
Yes. What do you think
Ano
is
po? I think po triple constraints.
Okay. Actually, you got it. No, Clarissa. This is triple constraints. Actually, nasagot na kaganina ni Hazel. Unfortunately, unsure siya. And constraints lang talaga yung nasabi niya. Thank you kanila Ada and Darren. Sorry na. Hayaan nyo next time. So, this is very important. Why it is important? It's because, sabi nga natin yesterday, triple constraint has a lot of things to affect doon sa pag-create natin ng project. So, this is very important that when you're jumping into project planning, malinaw at maliwanag sa inyo yung konsepto ng triple constraints. And ano nga ba yung triple constraint? So parang ano na lang to, review na lang to, no? So guys, let me just call dito sa ruleta. If 3 times, pag wala, I'll be calling sa mga nagtaas, no? So hi Jerome, just give one of
Cost
the
po.
factor. Cost. Okay. Yeah, thank you Jerome. Actually, you're right. So we have cost. So let's call another one. Okay, natawag na si Kyle eh. Yan, si John Paul. Hi, John Paul. JP, give
Yes, sir.
one constraint.
Narinig po ko.
Yes,
Ano po, time po.
time. Actually, you are right. And last, thank you, JP. Cost, time, and last, Crystal. Ano yung last na triple constraint to complete? Oh, wala si Crystal. Ayan, Maureen. Hi, Maureen. Ano yung last triple constraint natin that will complete?
Scope po.
Scope. So actually, thank you, Maureen. So guys, tama kayo, no? So we have time, cost, and scope. So important siya because when we do planning, we always need to answer these questions of ano ba yung ipaplano natin? Okay? At kung alam natin kung anong ipaplano natin, we can identify what time frame we will be using. At pag nalaman na natin yung time frame, we can also identify via scope of how much time. Okay, I do believe you guys are really familiar about setting productivity. So it has something to do kasi of also in also setting the time, the schedule in planning. And lastly, pag we know yung scope, we know na yung because from the scope we can quantify, di ba? How much work we need to do. And pag alam na natin, we can measure how much time. And pag na-measure natin yon and identify the scope, we can identify the materials. And definitely, any resources will always bring us to some cost. Okay? So that's why it's really important that you know this, 'di ba? Minsan magpaplano ka, 'di ba? And if you don't know this, tong triple constraint na to, okay, probably you might be missing some factor, and definitely yung plan mo will no longer be a valid plan, definitely. Okay, so sinasabi natin that is very basic in working on our project planning. It also has a much more greater impact to consider in planning because meron nga tayo, actually this is something na napag-aralan na natin, no? Because yung time, scope, and cost are also encapsulated with these two words that we have already discussed yesterday. Anong ibig kong sabihin? So yung time, cost, and scope, since we have already identified and we have identified it that this is already a project, we need to understand that a project has this kind of characteristics which we call, ano nga to? Okay, so clue, we have already discussed this kaso nagdikit kasi yung no? So ayusin ko. So okay, pero mag-isip na kayo, no? Habang inaayos ko to. Sorry. Ano sa tingin niyo yung word na to? Ayan. So yan. Tatawag naman ako dun sa mga tumaas ng kamay kanina. So, gulat sila, no? Hindi, sir, tapos na yun. Yung sa mga tumaas, pwede nang ibaba, ha? Okay. So, let's call. Yan. Tignan natin. Okay, si Neil Patrick. Hi, Neil. Hi. Ayan. Halos lahat kayo, dalawa pangalan, no? Hi, Neil Patrick. Ano sa tingin mo yung word na to, no? And this is something that we consider to be affecting as well the way we plan. Okay? Nandiyan ba si Neil? Okay, so let me call another one. Pag hindi, tatawag ako sa mga nakataas ng kamay. Si Crystal Gale. Nandiyan si Crystal Gale, no? Hi, Gale. Okay, so wala. Swerte ni Gila, ilang beses na natawag. Okay, si Gabriel. Hi, Gabriel. Nandiyan? Hello? Okay. So let me call dun sa mga nakataas ng kamay. Tawagin natin si Darrell. Hi, Darrell. Do you have an idea? Ano tong...
Hello, sir.
Yes. Go ahead, Darrell.
Try lang, sir. Project attributes po.
Okay. Actually, try lang yan. Try lang
Pero
yan.
sure po yun.
Pero
Try
sure.
mo na sure yun.
Yeah, actually, that is project attributes. We understand that time, cost, scope affect the development of planning, but we also need to consider that project has also attributes. That is related to these three constraints, okay? And most likely, actually, di ba, we have learned that project has uncertainty. So this is actually the primary reason that pushes us to really do the planning, di ba? Because we never know. we never know kung ano talaga yung may encounter natin, not unless that we plan for the project. So babalik na naman tayo dun sa kasabihan na, di ba, if you fail to plan, most likely you plan to fail, di ba? Kahit nga sa pagpapamilya, okay, kailangan mag-plan, no? Okay, so I hope little by little, the importance of planning is being established na, no? And all of this actually, very obvious na, no? All of this pushes us to do this. Okay? That any project should always be blank. Okay, tawagin natin si RV. RV, so with all of the things that we have discussed, this now give us the reason that all of our projects should always be what? Planned. Yun, oh, nice. With force pa yan. Thank you, RV. Yes, so all of our projects should always be planned, di ba? Kasi nga we know that there's an uncertainty, and we know that project itself has an attributes, and project links to the constraints, no? So having all of this, the challenge is for you to plan. And what pushes us as well to plan is because there is actually a demand talaga for planning in order for us to succeed in any projects. And doon papasok yung criteria that we must achieve. Why we plan. Okay. Nako. Review na lang din talaga to. So, nagpaplano tayo for what? Okay? So, in connection to our triple constraint, we plan because we want to succeed our project. And for us to succeed in project, we do have this certain project criteria, no? Project success criteria. Okay, so I'll be calling again 3 person. So siguro pili tayo ngayon. Oh, hi Emanuela. Are you there?
Hello po, I'm around po.
Yeah, are you there? Yeah.
Yes po.
Okay, yep. So can you provide one of the success criteria for project?
Satisfied stakeholders po.
Okay, in which project constraint do you think that relates to?
Cost.
Well, actually, I cannot agree more because stakeholders really very keen on achieving cost. Well, I can say that is also right, Emanuela. Thank you. Actually, for each specific project constraint, it has a corresponding project success criteria. In terms of satisfied stakeholders, of course, all of these variables encapsulates, or all of these variables relates to the satisfaction. But commonly we relate it to the scope. Okay? So of course, most of the time, stakeholders would always want that whatever they plan to achieve is the one that they will achieve at the end. Okay? So just imagine, just to relate everyone, I do believe everyone here have already ordered in a fast food. So let's just say we went to uh, Jollibee, and we would want to order one piece chicken joy. Okay, so actually that is the scope that we want. We want a one piece chicken joy, but unfortunately the cashier revert to you and told you that they no longer have chicken joy at that time. So instead they're offering you a burger, a Jolly Burger. Of course, you'll not be satisfied, and at the same time you'll get disappointed, right? Because the scope that you want is not actually provided or given. So in most of the cases, stakeholders are really very keen, and they are really very um, determined to achieve the scope that they have identified. Sometimes even though that it went over on board on the time or on the cost that they projected, but as much as possible within the scope that they desired. So thank you, Emanuela. But definitely all of this three relates to satisfied stakeholders. So let me call another one. So let's ask Mark Adrian. Mark Adrian, what else? Can you provide us one more success factor that maybe relate to time or cost?
Good evening po, sir.
Good evening.
Ano na po yung nabigay?
Satisfied stakeholders.
Okay po. Bale, within budget po, sir, yung sa akin.
Okay, within budget, which relates to what constraint?
Tingin ko po is sa scope.
Oh, I see. Sure ka na ba dyan, Mark Adrian? Within budget, scope?
Cost. Cost po pala, sir.
Okay. Okay. Yeah, you're right.
Thank you po.
Of course. Thank you, Mark Adrian. So, of course, within budget, that's a control, di ba? A parameter or a criteria, success criteria that we apply in cost. Okay, that's very good, no? Parang unsure pa si Adrian eh. Okay. Let's call another one. Let's call. Uy, ang lupit talaga ni Crystal Gale. Oh. Okay, pero sure naman na wala dyan si Crystal Gale, no? Okay, si Joyce Ann. Okay, wala eh. Si Joyce Ann again. So, Joyce, do you think what is the last success criteria pa na hinahanap natin?
Sa time po, on time.
Yes, on time. Okay, thank you, Joyce. So guys, just always remember, no, these are actually the basic success criteria for any project. Most likely, if you are given a task by your boss or by your leader or team lead, these are the things that they will ask with you, or these are the things that they will look from you, no? Yeah, if you have delivered the project, okay. Nasaan na yung sagot natin? Yan. If you have delivered the project on time, on budget, and if you have satisfied the scope na pinagagawa niya, di ba? So kaya nga minsan yung nanay, di ba? Yung mga nanay natin nagagalit. Hindi, mali. Mali, hindi yan yung sinabi ko. Di ba? Kasi mali yung scope. So lagi niyong tatandaan yun, di ba? Nagagalit din sila, ang tagal-tagal. Kailan mo pa huhugasan yan? Because they have a time frame or due date to accomplish. And minsan, ba't yan yung binili mo? Ang mahal-mahal. Okay. So, Because these are the basic criteria. So pwedeng marami pa. Pero ito yung mga criteria sa project na tiyak na hindi mawawala. Okay? Okay. So ngayon na alam natin na ito yung mga importante sa pagpaplano. Ito yung mga bagay na kailangan isipin sa pagpaplano. At ito yung mga kailangan nating ma-achieve sa project na gagawin natin. Ang napakalaking tanong ngayon ay, okay, who, hindi who, mali pa spelling. Hindi, baliktarin natin. How, okay. Hindi ko na ulitin yun, hindi nakakatawa. So, ang pinakamalaking tanong ngayon is paano? Okay, so paano natin yung ma-achieve in our planning? Okay, so guys, project management and planning are very, 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 foundational to any job that you will have. Okay? Hindi man yan, ang title man ay hindi project management, but planning per se is already a specific skills that you need to have. Okay? That's why it's very important. So how? Actually, yeah, I think so ito yung medyo exciting na question, no? So sa tingin nyo, how we can do it? Okay. So we are now entering on the practices and techniques, okay? Tools and strategies in working on planning. Okay. So hindi ko na kayo pahihirapan, sasagutin na natin kagad. Okay. So these are the things that we need to understand. So in order for us to manage and control the time and plan time, so we work with a network diagram. Okay? And somehow network diagram relates to scheduling, okay? Which is pag-uusapan natin. And in terms of scope, okay, this is where we apply the principles of WBS. Okay? Ano ba yung WBS? Okay, work breakdown structuring. And for cost, definitely, okay, we need to have a budget plan. Okay? So these are the things that we prepare during the planning stage or planning phase. Okay? So lagi niyong tatandaan, okay, so pag inutusan pala ako ng boss ko, lalo na this is a project, ito yung 3 basic important things that I need to prepare. Okay? WBS for the scope, network diagram or schedule for the time, and budget plan for the cost. But actually guys, no, pag medyo neophyte pa kayo sa company, most of the time, hindi pa nila ipagkakatiwala yung cost. So it's either they allow you to work on the scope and the time. Okay? Kasi ito yung mga tedious. Kaya minsan tamad yung, may mga boss na tamad dito sa dalawang to. Kasi ito yung, pagawa mo yan dyan. Kasi ano yan, mahirap. Okay. So I hope maliwanag yung konsepto and idea why we need to do all of these things and the importance of understanding these 3. Okay. So let's now jump into understanding more the work breakdown structure. So ano ba yung work breakdown structure? Okay. So again, meron tayong sinusundan na na basis on understanding work breakdown structure. Again, this is from the PMI. Okay? So ano yung PMI? Project Management Institute. Okay? And they have authored the PM book, Project Management Body of Knowledge. Sabi dito, WBS, okay, is defined by PMI as a deliverable-oriented grouping. Okay? Of what? Of project elements for the purpose of, for what purpose? For the purpose of organizing and defining the total work scope of the project. Okay, guys, hin-highlight ko kasi these are the things na very important for you to understand. Okay? Especially in the concept of WBS. Minsan, mukhang madali. Actually, one of the things that I didn't understand or realize during the time na nag-aaral ako hanggang sa nagtatrabaho na lang ako, is to really take time to understand the definition ng mga bagay-bagay. Okay? So, mas maunawaan mo talaga pag naiintindihan mo yung mga salitang ginamit, di ba? So, WBS is actually a deliverable-oriented grouping. So actually, WBS is definitely a grouping, but not just a simple grouping, a deliverable-oriented. Ano bang iniibig sabihin pag deliverable-oriented? So most likely, it tends to be named after a specific deliverable. Okay? Di ba? Or it's somehow being labeled orientedly to a specific deliverable. Okay? Of what? O ano yung ginugroup mo? Again, of project elements. When we talk about project elements, these are the things that comprises your project. Okay? So within the scope of your project. Okay? Baka meron kang mga ginugroupings, hindi naman pala part of the project or it's not an element of the project. So mali din yun. Okay? For what purpose? Minsan kasi, bakit kailangan pa ng WBS? O kaya mamaya, nautusan kayo sa office. Ano kaya purpose nito? But siniset namin ng ganito-ganito. Well, again, we are working systematically. And this is for the purpose of, so that we could organize, number one, organize, di ba? So, sabi nga, orderliness, okay, is next to godliness. So, to organize and to define, okay, which is very important. Especially yung definition, because not unless that you know what you want to achieve, that's the only time that you can really plan things right in order for you to achieve that. Okay? So kasi 'di ba, yun lang naman yun eh. Hangga't alam mo kung ano yung bagay na dapat nyong gawin, dun lang din naman ninyo dun lang din kayo magkakaroon ng kaliwanagan ano yung mga bagay na kakailanganin nyo. And most likely, when you are tasked with a project, ang next question ng mga boss is, what do you need? What will you need? Okay. So, syempre, okay. Doon pa lang, pag hindi mo alam kung anong kailangan mo, malamang sa malamang, hindi mo rin alam kung ano yung gagawin mo. Alright? So, parang ano lang yan eh. May exam. Hindi mo alam kung anong topic. Hindi mo alam kung anong pag-aaralan. Di ba? Sino dito naka-experience no? Okay? Di ba? Yun lang din yung analogy nun. If you don't know what you need, if you don't know what you need to achieve, you don't know what task you need to do. Okay? So, for the purpose of organization, and again, if you can organize specific items or activities, that is also relates to work simplification, because you can simplify how you going to manage that specific work. Okay? And if you are able to define, you will able to also identify what is the limitation of that specific project. Okay? So, important yan. Lalo na pag may mga kontrata nang pumapasok. Okay? Because it's either minsan out of scope, wala naman sa kontrata, tapos ginagawa mo. And always remember, anything that you do will always account or consume resources. And any resources that you use will always incur cost. So, ibig sabihin, gumagastos ka na, hindi naman pala dapat. And again, for a specific project, there are only budgets that is allotted. So, pag nag-exceed ka to the budget, well, hindi mo na kagad na-achieve yung success criteria natin, which is yung on budget kasi nag-over budget ka na. Okay. And syempre, pag gumawa ka ng bagay na hindi naman pala part, kumonsumo ka ng time. And time, magiging additional time siya dun sa ginagawa mo. Mag-extend ka ngayon, okay, na-ex mo na yung on time. Okay? And sabi nga sa kasabihan natin, time is gold. So for every time that you spend, you are also spending money. Okay? So defines what? The total work scope of project. So WBS will definitely help you. ang tawag dito, three letter acronym, or well, just to simplify this word, pero that is the meaning and definition of it, 'di ba? So parang as long as alam mo yung WBS, okay, you've been now open to a greater practice or best practice in doing planning. Okay? So pag sinabihan ka ng boss, o paano mo gagawin? Paano gagawin yung planong yan? Ay sir, identify ko po muna yung WBS. Nice, pakitang gilas. WBS. Pero tama yun ha. Okay. So, kung yung katulad nga ng sabi ni sino ba, si JP yon, pwede kayong umeme ng ganon. Pero hindi eme yon, totoo yun. Okay. So, aside from that, okay, it's important for us to understand ang tawag dito. Ano pa ba yung mga further importance of working on a WBS? Okay, for this, siguro hindi tayo magtatawag ng madami, no? Siguro I'll just be calling 3 persons. Tapos kung may masagot man o wala, then we will unveil yung mga answers, no? So, ayan. So let's call in. Ay, no? Uy, si Yvonne. Okay. Hi, Yvonne. So dating gawe, select something that do you think you know, kung ano yung word, then also share some insight. Hi, Yvonne. Hello, Yvonne. Oh, absent si Yvonne. Okay, sige, let's call another one. Yeah, Jasmine Nicole. Hi, Jasmine. Ako, mukhang magkasama sila ni Yvonne, ha? Okay, last. Then I'll then refer dun sa mga nagtaas ng kamay. Oh, Pressy. Hi, Pressy.
Hello po.
Ayan, okay. Sige, Pressy. Select, pick one, answer kung ano yung naka-blank, then also share your insight.
Yung ano po, sa define the total blank of the project.
Okay. So what do you think it is? Define.
Scope po.
Okay. So is it scope? Yes. So defines the total scope of project. So what do you think is the importance of that? Well, we have already somehow discussed, but probably addition to that. Yep, go ahead, Pressy. Anything else that you can say, no, about that statement? Ano, wala na si Pressy? Or internet connection. Internet connection. Sige, sige. Okay, so I'll be calling now din sa mga naka-raise ng hands. Yan. So, let's call si Abigail. Hi, Abigail. Ayun, okay. Yeah.
Hello po.
Yep, go ahead, Abigail. Select a statement, then just give your insights, no?
Ano po, yung allows you to organize time.
Okay, so is it time?
Hello
Allows
po.
you to organize. Yes, yes, Abigail. So sige, let's unveil if it's time. Allows you to organize. Okay, well, actually work, but I think so it's also applicable to time. So what's your insight about that?
Ano po, pag-organize po ng tamang allocation po ng time sa bawat activities.
Okay. Yeah. So I think so very ano naman, no, straightforward. So once you have already broken down the project into activities to specific items or category, mas nagiging malinaw sa'yo yung allocation or pag-assign mo ng time. So tama naman. So thank you, Abigail. Yeah, that is really right. So I'll be calling one more. So yung hindi ko pa natatawag or hindi pa napipili ni ano natin. Okay, I can see. Si Robbie. Hi, Robbie.
Hi, sir.
Yan. Sige nga, Robbie. Select one and provide your insight.
Yung first sentence po, yung breaks the large project into smaller or manageable units.
Wow, may ano pa talaga or no? Pag ito walang or talaga ano. Okay. Yan, manageable. Yep. So what can you say about this one?
Kasi po pag nag-work break, sa work breakdown structure po, kaya ginagawa po nila yan para yung malaking work po, mapaliit po nila. Then yung sa team po na gagawa dun sa smaller task na yun, mas magiging organized po, tsaka mas madali po nilang mamamonitor.
Yeah, definitely. That's right, no? And actually, one thing pa, which is very important, is we can easily measure. 'Di ba? Pag mas maliit, mas madali natin ding ma-measure if it's something that is pasok sa quality nung ating thresholds, no? To the criteria that we've set. Okay, that's why it's really very important, no? So, thank you, Robbie. So, one more, sige, yung hindi ko pa rin natatawag, na nandito, nakataas ang kamay. At, okay, sige, Gail Maria, pero hindi si Gail yung madalas na nasa ruleta, no? Go ahead, Gail.
Hello po.
Yeah, hello. Yeah.
Narinig niyo po?
Yes, we can hear you, Gail.
Yung pinaka-last part po, yung blank all the work, communicate all the work that needs to be done.
Oh, I see. Okay. So is it communicate? Oh, yeah, right. Communicate all the work that needs to be done. So what can you say about this one? Gail?
Siguro po para sa akin po, kailangan po kasi kapag sa work po, kailangan yung mga tao mo, meron kayong communication para sa isang bagay na task nyo na gagawin is matapos nyo po yung ng on time and then ng maayos po. So,
yeah, definitely. That is really right. In addition to that, guys, the more defined the activity or task, it's the more easier to communicate, 'di ba? Actually, doon tayo napapahamak eh. Pag masyadong vague yung dinedefine natin na task, 'di ba? Pero pag alam natin, so parang sa thesis lang, okay. So inassign ka sa ang tawag dito, related literature, di ba? So medyo vague yung related literature. O kaya probably in providing your thesis title, di ba? Minsan they really doesn't approve. So approve. It's because pag masyadong vague, it's really difficult to communicate yung objectives nyo. Okay? And that goes the same with project. Pag masyadong vague, malaki para yung project, so ang hirap din siyang i-communicate. So most likely, the tendency is mukha lang kayo nagkaintindihan pero pag talikod nyo, ano nga ulit yun? Alin doon yung gagawin? Okay. So let's just unveil the rest. Thank you, Gail. Okay, so sabi dito, start with the deliverables. So since WBS is deliverable oriented groupings, so you need to also identify first, no? Ano ba yung deliverable? Kunwari, ang deliverable is bahay. Okay, so paano ko i-group yung bahay? O, hati-hatiin ko siya based on the element ng bahay. Tawag dito, pundasyon, poste, biga, bubong. Pwedeng ganon. Or baka pwede ko naman siyang i-groupings based dun sa level. Ground floor, level 1, level 2, level 3. Okay? So that provide us an idea on how we can develop WBS and start with the deliverables. Okay, kasi di ba, deliverables can also relate to requirements. Kunwari, ako yung nagpapagawang bahay. Gusto ko may third floor. So yung deliverables ng contractor is 3-story bahay. So yung categorization niya, level 1, level 2, level 3. Okay? So which speak about the deliverable. And show work packages. Okay. So actually work packages is actually another concept of work breakdown structure. And this is really particular, especially sa mga Western practice, yung mga Western idea of scheduling. They usually break it down into what they call work packages. So these are the works that are combined and grouped, and most of the time, these are also billed as one, as a work package nga. Okay? So simply saying, this include tasks and activities. And lastly, sabi dito, allows you to be able to assign work to team members and identify, ano kaya to? Identify resources needed. The moment na ma-breakdown mo, mas ma-identify mo ano yung mga kailangan. Okay? So that is really true. Okay? So yeah, let's jump in, no, to our next topic. Okay, so paano naman mag-create ng WBS? Okay, so yung first one, sabi dito, break work into independent work packages that can be sequenced, assigned, scheduled, and monitor. Okay, so you always need to start first on identifying ito bang project na to, can I make it into different modules? Okay? Lalo na ngayon guys, no? One of the technology drivers ngayon is yung being modular. I don't know sa IE industry, and I think so it's the same to the rest of the industries. Sa civil engineering, sa construction and engineering, sa electrical, di ba? Sa mga semiconductor. Actually sa manufacturing, di ba? Nauso din yung mga modular na. Yung you can either just, if you want to manufacture, they can even produce modular materials, no? Tapos you can just buy from any parang independent manufacturer, then come up with your own product as well. So ganun din sa construction. Don't you know that right now the idea and concept of Lego, yung Lego toys, is now being applied sa building, that they actually relate na yung mga buildings ngayon can now be parang considered just like a Lego brick, no? No, kung gusto mo ng ganito kataas, you just need na to come up with a modular packages or spaces. Then pagpatungin mo, then that's it. But of course, different topics yung pagiging structural sound niya. Okay. So aside from that next is define the work package at the appropriate level of detail. Okay. So meron tayong tinatawag na level of details, LOD. Okay? So minsan if you're working on a really complex project, meron silang tinatawag na WBS level. So yung WBS level actually just simply pertain to the hierarchy of the details. Kunwari, example na lang natin, second floor. Sa second floor, hinati ko siya sa 4 na room. So may room 1, 2, 3, 4. Within each room, meron akong bathroom, meron akong foyer, meron akong bedroom. So you break it down based on the hierarchy or level of details. So definitely, that's what it means, no? So it varies. If you're working on a manufacturing, you can probably cut it, dissect it based on different phases, diba? So WBS is really best practice to apply. Then next is integrate the work packages into a total system. Well, you guys know more about systems, no? So ibig sabihin lang nito, those work packages should follow a certain logic, di ba? Interdependencies. Okay? So that you'll be able to identify which work package needs to be prioritized. Again, ang tawag dito, what are the 2 things that we consider in setting priorities? We considered yung value and urgency. Okay? So, syempre, urgency sometimes parang sa bahay lang yan. Hindi ka naman makakapag-build ng bubong kung wala ka pang mga poste. So, there's already the value of poste and the urgency that you need to create poste. Okay? Then next is present in a format easily communicated to people. Okay, again, at the end of the day, no matter how good yung analysis mo, but if you cannot present it in such a way that people can understand, actually it's nonsense. If you are only the one na nakakaintindi. Actually, if kung ikaw lang din ang nakakaintindi, there's no communication at all. Because communications is actually the transfer of messages from different person to another. Or simply saying na everyone is understanding the same the same thing. So that's communication, 'di ba? So that's why it's very important. And lastly, verify that the work packages will meet the goals and objectives of the project. Ito yung kahapon na exercise natin, no? Naalala ko tuloy. Yung dapat yung mga work packages na yon should also be within the alignment of the overall project. Mamaya, ang tawag dito, may mga, kunwari, gumagawa ka ng building, no? Tapos dun sa building na yon, nag-order ka ng, based from dun sa mga materials, nag-order ka ng sabihin na lang natin, pinasukan mo lang. Napakamalayo pero wala kang naiisip. Pero kunwari, you have ordered somehow a package for an extra car. Yung parang ganun. But if that car has no value at all, so, guys, may naalala lang ako, no? One of our, minaritas, naalala ko lang, one from my previous job before, meron kaming na-discover na one of the project, parang one of the, yung namamahala, they have, alam niyo yun, they have, ang tawag dito, corrupted some of the money and they even bought parang a personal car within the project funds. Okay, so definitely that does not align with the goal of the project. So obviously that is a corruption. So probably that is actually not part of the WBS. Okay, so again, sabi ko nga, the work packages in WBS somehow alike, no? Because they have the same purpose and value. And also don't be confused because the WBS could have different work packages inside, or work packages itself can be considered as WBS. So way of managing project by breaking it down, it helps determine the skills, diba? Kunwari, yung isang bahay, hinati mo sa electrical, mechanical, civil, structural. Doon pa lang alam mo na kung anong required na engineer yung kailangan mo. Di ba? Communicate work that needs to be done, work sequence are identified and understood. Okay? So, yan. Okay. This is very tricky question. Tricky question. So, tatawag ako ng isa. Okay? So, alam mo naman, gusto natin itong mga mga malalalim na question. Malalalim na question. Okay. So, let's call. Okay. Ayan. Minsan sa interview, tinatanong kayong ganyan, na. Okay. So, first time ko lang tatawagin na. Si Kim Steven. Hi, Kim Steven. So, this question is actually there's no right or wrong answer on this. So, this is just a tawag dito. Well, a logical question probably. So, hi Kim. Are you there? Hello? Aba, parang wala si Kim Okay, let's call another one. So, let's call si Mark Lloyd. Hi Lloyd. Yan, okay. Nakakailang call ka na, Lloyd. Pero go ahead. We know, we want to know how will you eat an elephant? Hi Mark. Okay. So guys, anyone who wants to answer as well, siguro I will select dun sa mga mag-raise ng hands, one person. So after Lloyd, do you have an answer, Lloyd? Alam ko nandito si Lloyd eh. Lloyd, namimili kang tanong Select ako one more. Si Jenny. Sige, alam ko may answer to si Jenny. Hi, Jenny. Yeah.
Hello po.
How will you eat an elephant?
One at a time, one bite at a time.
Oh, ba? Mukhang alam niyo na to talaga, guys. One bite at a time. Yeah. Actually, your answer, okay. Actually, tama yun, no? It could be. Hindi ko sinasabing tama. It could be. It could be your answer. Yun lang din yung answer na nakalagay dito. So, you can eat an elephant one bite at a time. Okay. So, thank you, Zaini. But, okay. Siguro tawag ako ng isa. Gusto ko yung personal thought niyo about this one. Kasi itong one bite at a time. Guys, share ko lang. Normally, when you're applying for a project management position, ito yung mga question that they will inject. Kasi this will give, these are the question that will give them idea about your planning process. So one bite at a time. Okay. So siguro tawag ako sa mga nakataas ang kamay. Okay. So hindi na pwede yung one bite at a time yung personal sagot niya. Oh, si Zyrene. Yan. Ngayon ko lang base si Zyrene. Hi, Zyrene.
Hello, sir.
Yan. So, how will you eat an elephant?
The same lang po kay Jenny. Pero parang yung siguro yung pinaka meaning kung ba't ganun dahil di ba ang laki pa ng elephant, so the only thing na matatapos mo siya is unti-untiin mo, just like sa task. Hindi naman kailangan na magmadali. So pwede natin i-take yung time and then eventually makikita natin na ubos na yung elephant or tapos na yung task or na-reach mo na yung goal mo.
Nice. That's right, no? Yeah, you actually answer it very well, Zyrene. So again, actually, when you have a big project and probably it might overwhelm you, the best way really to start is to cut it in little, no? Yung manageable bites, no? Parang yung sabi nga ni Zyrene, no? One bite at a time. So because dito, you cannot really parang chunk one whole elephant right away, di ba? So hindi. So that is really the best thing to do. Okay? Pag may actually itong mga question din to sa mga yung mga basta mga project management position. But I do believe pag sa mga virtual assistant ba yun? Sometimes they also throw you this kind of questions. Ayan na, may idea na kayo. Okay, so guys, moving forward, okay, I can share you something, no? This is what we call the 880 rule, okay? This is in pertinence to estimating time, okay, of developing your schedule. So sabi dito, okay, if less than 1 day, yung isang chunk of task, okay, it should be combined with other tasks. Kasi less than 8 hours lang, no? So as much as possible, you need to develop a work package that at least, di ba, it's either chunkable in a 1 day work hours. Okay? So what if not? So if more than 2 weeks or 80 hours, so should be broken down into smaller activity. So kung masyado pa rin siyang malaki, so kailangan sabi nga dito more than 80 hours. So ibig sabihin, hindi pa yun yung pinaka chunk or yung pinaka workable or manageable task, no? So kailangan mo pa siyang i-break down. Okay? So this is actually really really helpful in times that kayo na yung nasa project. Okay? So project management also requires experience in some cases. But of course, saan ba nagsisimulang experience? The moment that you indulge into a project as well. Okay, so we have now, okay, disregarding na lang day 1, day 2 na ngayon. So we have now WBS. Di ba kaganin, we talk about the scope. Now, we are transferring to network diagram. But there's actually a connection of WBS to network diagram. Okay. Actually, ginaya ko lang to. Di ba uso ngayon sa TikTok yung mga POV. Okay. Alam niyo naman yung ibig sabihin ng POV, di ba? Okay. Ako nga, lately ko na lang yan nalaman. Okay. So, there's actually a different POV for WBS and network diagram. Okay. So, tatawag ako ng isa. Okay. At alamin natin kung ano sa tingin niya yung difference in POV of these two. Okay. So tatawag muna ako ng isa sa ruleta at isa sa mga nagtataas ng kamay kung walang sasagot dito. Okay. Sige, go ahead. Pressy. Okay. So what do you think? Okay. The difference in POV ng WBS and network diagram. Diba we know that WBS relate to scope while network diagram relate to time or schedule. Yeah. Do you have any idea?
Yung ano po, WBS, what needs to be done?
Okay. What's need to be done? Then, si network diagram.
Hindi ko na po alam.
Okay. However, that is okay. Thank you, Pressy. Okay, no worries. Oh, I will call naman sa mga nakataas ang kamay. Okay. So, okay. Paano nga activate? Ayan. Alam mo guys, lagi naman ako nag-zoom. Pero yan, okay na mawala. Ito pala. Okay, let's call si Maureen. Hi, Maureen.
Hello po.
Yes. Okay.
Yung
Yeah,
last po is how the work will be done.
How the work will be done. Okay. So anyone who will disagree to may disagreement. Anyone who will disagree or may ibang sagot kay Maureen. So tawag ako, no? Nagsibabaan. Okay, si Abigail. Okay, thank you Marina, but I'm not yet saying na mali yun. I just want affirmation. So affirmation. So si Abigail, go Abigail. Do you think that's right?
May iba pa ako naisip.
Okay.
Hindi ko na po alam kung tama. When will it be done po?
When will it be done? Okay, so tawag pa tayo ng isa. Nakita ko si Janine nagtaas. Go Janine. What do you think it is? Or do you have any thoughts about it? Hi, Janine. Oh, napindot lang ni Janine yung raise
Hello
hand.
po.
Ayan, joke lang. Oh, go ahead, Janine. What do you think it is?
Activities to be done.
Activities to be done. Okay. Humabol pa si Rani. Rani, thank you, Janine. Okay, Rani, go ahead.
Ano po, I agree kay Maui po. Sa WBS po, what needs to be done, and sa network diagram po ay how the work will be done.
How the work will be done. Okay, buti na lang walang sumagot ng lecture will be done. Okay. Okay. Wala lang, naisip ko lang na baka sakal nakakatawa yun. Pero, okay. So, sige na, i-unveil na natin. So, ano kaya yan? So, for WBS, it is actually what needs to be done. Okay. Nakakatawa tong space. Nung ginawa ko ito, natawa ko. Para lang mahabol tong network diagram. Okay, then what is a network diagram? Okay, the point of view ng planner is how the work will be done. Yeah, so that is right. Actually, no. So, they do have different point of view. So, pag ginagawa niyo yung WPS, this is the guiding question that you need to answer. Ano ba yung kailangang gawin? At pag network diagram, paano ba ito gagawin? Why? Because when we talk about network, we talk about the sequencing or the logic of the activities. Okay? So, yan, tuloy-tuloy na tayo. So, paano ba? So, when we talk about network, that's the time that we pertain about scheduling. So, sabi, number 1, establish scheduling assumption. Why it is very important? Kasi, again, pag nag-schedule tayo, di ba, may mga project attributes tayo. That's why it's always imperative. Sabi nga nila, it is an imperative to always have an assumptions. Okay? Kindly hold on, no? Okay, yeah. So, naalala ko magsasubmit pala ako ng schedule, guys, no? So, it is always imperative to have or to fix your assumptions kasi yun ang laging basis ng estimation. Pag nag-estimate ka, you always need to have an assumption. So scheduling likewise is also an estimation. Okay? Because you will estimate probably the time and duration, at the same time the sequencing that this activity will be on how it will be done. Okay? So aside from it, of course, when we talk about assumptions, so maraming factors kasi nga we do have a lot of project attributes to consider as well. 'Di ba yung uncertainty doon pa lang. Okay. So, what's next? So second, once you have already the assumption, so start to estimate resources, effort, and duration. Okay? So sabi dito, estimate ano daw? Tatlo yung estimate. Resources, effort, and duration. Okay? So, effort and duration, magkaiba pa ba yun? So, sa paanong paraan yung nagkaiba? Okay, pasok ulit ng POV. So, let's have again the point of view, no? When we're considering working with our estimate. So, the point of view, identifying the effort and the duration. Okay, so I'll be calling again, no? So, let's call si John Rev. Nice. This is the first time na ata tinapo si John Rev. Hi, John Rev. Sakto, madali lang yung question na tapat kay John Rev. Go ahead, John Rev.
Hello po.
Yes. Yep.
Wait lang po.
Sige.
Yung duration po ay the time needed to start and finish the activity.
Yan yung saan?
The time needed to...
Sa duration?
Duration.
Okay. Time needed to finish the activity. How about the effort?
Wait lang po.
Yeah, it's okay.
I think, ano po, the time required, the time required needed for the activity.
Okay. Actually, thank you, Zanrev. No worries. Tatawag ako ng makakatulong sa'yo. O ba si JP to the rescue? Tumasang kamay. Hi, JP. Okay. Sige nga. Thank you, Zanrev, no? Sige, JP, go ahead. What do you think yung point of view for these two?
Sir, ano po, yun sa effort po, the actual time required to complete the activity. Tapos sa duration po, ano sa duration?
Okay. Sige, okay lang, JP. Kasi si Jurel, tumataas yung kamay. So I think so may ideas din siya. Sige, Jurel, let's help si JP at si John Rev.
Hello po, sir. Yung sa effort po, the time it takes to work the activity. Tapos sa duration naman po, the time it takes to make the activity po.
Okay. The time to make, no? To make the activity. Okay, so guys, thank you, no, for being really interactive. So let's see, you know. So actually the two differs in this point of view. So the effort is actually the time that it takes to work on the activity, which I heard, no, which is right. And C, duration is actually, okay, natawa ulit ako dito. The time to complete. Okay? So pag sinabi natin duration, di ba, ang tawag dito, it's actually pertains to a specific range of time or span. So complete the activity. Para lang talaga pumantay, hinabol ko yung space. Okay. So guys, thank you for those who answered. So nagets yun naman yung concept at idea. So effort and durations are also required. So once you have identified the resources, you need to identify the effort and of course define the time that that specific activity needs to be completed. So pag meron na kayo nitong tatlo, actually guys, sasabay na dyan yung budget. Di ba? Kunwari, ay, kukunin ko resources si Sir JB. Okay. So mga gaano kaya katagal na oras to gagawin ni Sir JB? Okay. So ganito yung effort niya. Okay. So, aabot pala siya ng mga 4 hours. Okay. So pag na-identify mo na, matatapos niya to 5 p.m. Kung mag-start siya ng 1 p.m. Kaso, magkano ba per hour ni Sir JB? Okay. So, diba? Definitely, mako-cost niya na yung specific activity. Okay. So, that's how we work with. Kala ko may nagbanggit ng ng per hour ni Sir JB. Okay. So, that is very important. And once we have already identified this, yan, papasok na tayo dun sa pangatlo. Determine calendar dates for the activities. Okay? So we need now to plot the dates for this in order for us to come up with our schedule. And then once you have already plot, we can now further do adjustment. Okay? Syempre, ang tawag dito, hindi natatapos pag na-identify natin. There's still another layer of analysis, okay, na ginagawa natin for scheduling and planning. Okay, so once you have come up with those items, the last final step talaga is to chart the final schedule. So we do have a number of tools, 'di ba, na ginagamit natin in setting schedules. Nandiyan na nga yung PERT CPM, nandiyan yung network diagram, and actually a lot of different tools. Yan, very quick pasukin na natin yung mga time estimation, no. So in estimating time, so it is always imperative that if you don't know, you need always to get yung expert estimates. Okay? Yung kaganinang example natin, for you to be able to understand, lalo na if you'll be starting as a newbie sa isang company, no? Actually, sa inyo pa lang mag-start yun eh. So pag binigyan kayo ng task, tatanungin kayo ng boss nyo, o mga kailan mo yan matatapos. Okay? So from that, syempre ikaw sa sarili mo, you also always need to estimate. And that act of estimating your time, consider it as a part of developing a project schedule. Okay? In your mind. Okay? So that's the reality of working, guys, no? I know all of you are very excited kasi graduating na kayo. So have the people who are doing the work provide the estimates. Again, hindi ikaw yung magbibigay, not unless that you know probably yung yung usual norms or the productivity for that work. So in some cases, you need to get an expert estimates or somehow have a reference to look for a similar task. Then, identify yung relationship for a specific activity. Meron tayong tinatawag na parametric estimate. So, pag sinabing parametric, it is dependent to specific parameters, no? In order for us to garner a specific time duration. And lastly, this is very important sa lahat ng bagay na gagawin natin, especially when we are out there in the work field, to always have our educated guest. Lagi niyong tatandaan, educated guest. Dalawa siya. Okay? Hindi guest lang. Okay? Pag nagiging guest siya, nababaliwala yung ilang taon nating pinag-aral, ilang taon nating nag-aral. Okay. So, we always need to have our educated guess. Ito din yung lagi kong hinahanap sa mga nagiging associate sa trabaho, the educated guest. So I think so it's a good practice and it's a good training yung palaging pagkakaroon ng educated guest. No? Ako yan yung lagi yung tinatanong. So pag merong problemang, pag may problem na ni-raise, my next question is, what do you think the possible solution? Diba? So dun gagana na yung educated guest. Kaya yung scientific method, dapat talaga alam natin yun, no? Okay. So, once we know the estimate, actually, meron naman tayong mga practices na ginagawa dyan. Yun na nga is yung PERT estimating, Program Evaluation Review Technique. So, ang rules dito, hindi tayo magka-calculate, no? Because we will be using softwares to do this. So, we just need to understand the concept. So, ang gagawin dito, the system will calculate the schedules based on two paths of calculation, yung forward at saka backward pass, so that it will give us the early start, early finish, the late start, the late finish. And in some definition, it will give us the optimistic and pessimistic dates. And kung gagamitan pa natin siya ng different analysis, it would somehow give us the most likely schedule or date, di ba? And I know you guys are also familiar on this, lalo na kay Sir JB, no? For statistics. Okay, so definitely ito yung equation. Pero sabi ko nga sa inyo, kung meron ng software, hindi na natin yan gagawin. So thanks to software. Additional is contingency. Contingency is actually na pag na-discuss natin to yesterday, no, is actually an anticipation because merong uncertainty, di ba? So we also need to put some contingency, and typically 10 to 15%. Okay? Normally this is being added sa budget. Okay? So padding estimates is equals to poor estimates. Ano yung padding estimates? Yung paligoy-ligoy na estimates na walang direction or walang specific basis. Okay, that is actually poor estimates. Okay, again, estimates, somehow it's also dependent sa experience. So what if kung wala kang experience? Bago pa lang ako eh. Okay, edi magtanong sa may experience. What if kung mahiyain ako? Yun lang. Okay, so kayo na bahala mag-isip doon. Kasi kung mahiyain kayo, wag na magtrabaho. Okay? So, taga na ipasok yun. Okay. So guys, normally ganun, no? Pero once you, actually, most of the Gen Z ngayon, excited mag-work. Napansin ko lang sa mga pumapasok sa amin. Okay. So another practice is the application of network diagrams. So network diagrams is actually simply developing networks, di ba? So we interconnect two different activities, setting it as joining it using nodes. Okay, and yung nodes na yon, it's actually the logical representation of the schedule. So, and having that node, it helps us define yung sequence of work. So meron tayong tinatawag na relationships. Nice, alam ko mahusay kayo dyan. So you draw from left to right. Well, normally it doesn't necessarily left to right, no? But as much as it has a direction where it points to. And it reflects the chronological order of the activities. So, may magandang drawing dito. Okay. So normally, we have yung activity A, activity B. So, how we will interpret it is simply that, okay, dapat may A and B. So, this is A and this is B. So guys, very quick lang. I'll just be extending very short lang. So meaning lang nito, A needs to be finished prior the start or commencement of B. Okay? And in project management or scheduling, may tinatawag tayong successor and predecessor. Okay? So pag sinabi nating predecessor, so the precedence, no, yung what comes first. Okay? So when we talk about B, the predecessor of B is A. Okay? Pero, okay, lilituhin ko kayo. The precedence of A is B. Okay. But definitely, para mas madaling intindihin, predecessor is the activity that comes first, no? So, kung sasabihin natin, what's the predecessor of B? It's A. Okay? And what's the predecessor of A? Obviously, wala. Okay? Ano lang meron si A? Meron siyang successor. Okay. So, what's the successor of A? So, that is B. Ayan. So, tandaan yan. Bukas tatanong ko, ha? Okay. So, yeah, actually, no? So, that is network diagram. And sabi nga natin, the precedence. So, precedence defines the sequencing order, how work elements are related to one another in the plan. So, many activities can be done in parallel or at the same time. So, pag sinabi natin parallel, at the same time, or simultaneous. So, yun yung mga maririnig nyo ng mga term. Pag hindi, gawin niyo yan sabay o simultaneous. Okay? So, I do have here a sample of network diagram. So, I hope this time, guys, clear sa inyo kaya how yung point of view. It's because with the network diagram, it provides us clarity on how things will happen in accordance to the sequence. Okay. So, yun ha. Dapat yung mga neurons nyo, ganun pala. Okay? So, meron din tayong tinatawag na lead and lag. Okay. So, yung lead and lag, these are actually amount of time. Okay? Hindi ko na pinakpan kasi parang mahirap to, no? Baka iba yung mabanggit natin. So, si lead, that is actually the time that precedes the start of the work or another activity. So, ibig sabihin lang nun, ang tawag dito, ito pa yung ang tawag dito. Okay, so kunwari, you have schedule doing your assignment today. But you have decided na meron pa namang bukas. So mag-a-add ako ng 1 day lead. Okay. Okay? So, yun yung lead. How about yung lag? So, lag is the amount of time after one activity has started or finished before the next activity can be started or finished. So, yung lag is actually, it talks about offset. So, offsetting. So, meaning, in some cases, the activity have already started. So, maglalagay ka ng lag for the next activity of 1 day. So meaning it's either you advance the activity for 1 day or pwede kasing sa finish mo siya. So maglalagay ako ng lag sa finish na patapos na pero sinimulan ko na yung isang activity of 1 day. So those are actually lag. So definitely ang lag is has something to do with an offsetting of activities. And lastly, the terms that this is still part of the terms that you need to do is yung float. So si float is yung amount of time that the activity can still be delayed. Okay? Nice. Actually, magaling kayo dito sa float. Okay? No, ito kasi, ito yung tinatawag natin na parang, may time pa, may oras pa. Hindi ko muna gawin. Kasi kunwari, ang deadline is sa Monday. Okay, ano pa lang ngayon? Monday next week. So, ngayon is Tuesday. Okay? So, ilang araw pa? So, we still have 6 days float. Okay. So, that is the amount of the day that an activity can still be delayed. Okay. Float. Okay? So, yung float, actually, kaibigan ng mga procrastinator. Okay? So, paano kalkulahin? Latest possible finish date minus the earliest possible start minus the duration. That provides you the total float. And very important to know, last, is the critical path. So si critical path, that is the longest path once you have already arranged the sequence. Again, once you have already arranged the sequence. So dun mo kasi makikita what paths, what activities provides you yung critical path. Hindi na natin ito ika-calculate. It's because dahil nga may application, it's now the system, okay, that will calculate for us. And kung may longest path, may shortest time, that will also give you the shortest time that you can complete the project. Okay? So since that is the longest path, okay. So it's hindi siya riddle, no? That the longest path is the path that will give you the shortest time that you can complete your project. So tama naman yung statement talaga na yan. Okay? So that is the earliest, in other terms, the earliest time that you can finish or complete your project. Okay. So I have here an example of a Gantt chart. So lahat ng sinabi ko, yung float, yung log, lead, okay, yung precedence. So lahat ng yan can be viewed through the use of a Gantt chart. So manotice nyo dito, this is actually a network diagram wherein activities are connected by nodes. Okay? But the difference here, we align it with a time frame. Okay? And I know, I do believe, kilalang-kilala nyo na si Gantt. So salamat kay Gantt, no, of creating this tool. Okay. So, but this is also the same, well, not the same interface, but this is also the same output that we would be creating and presenting at the fourth day, no? But our topics for the next meeting will actually more about developing a Gantt chart, not manually, but using a software. Okay? Siguro, I just want you to have this one more reflection, and let's have this via Mentimeter pa rin. Okay, so guys, okay. So I want you to prepare your Mentimeter and please navigate to this link before we finish, no, or complete our day. So I just want you to answer, why do project fails, no? So last time, yesterday, I have already asked this, but having all of the things that we have discussed now, kasi kahapon is the principles, today is the practices, nalaman nyo na, sa tingin nyo, why do projects fail? Kahapon kasi yung mga sagot natin theoretical, no? But maybe this time, you can have a different view. Oh, wait, ano ko ba i-share? Oh, sorry na. Ito. Ayan. Okay. So please go to Mentimeter, use this code, or I'll be sending. Ayan. So may direction naman dyan, no? You can freely type in, why do you think? It can be 1 word, 2 words, 3 words. Huwag nyo naman gawing paragraph. So why do you think project fails? So tignan natin kung magbabago na yung point of view nyo. Kung medyo malaman na yung sagot. O wala talaga. Parang wala na, no? Wala na nakikinig. Just to check kung buhay pa ba ang ating crowd. Wow, poor planning. Nice. Unclear objectives. Wow, consistent pa rin siya. Miscommunication, lack of planning, lack of support. Yeah, that's good. That's nice. That's right. Okay, so yeah, guys, I hope you feel okay. Poor scheduling, poor estimation, change in project objective. Oh, no, objective, I know. No WBS, nice. That's good to hear. Yeah, actually most of the projects no WBS, tama ka dyan. And in organization, definitely. No network diagram, no structured plan, definitely. No slacking, nice. Oh, nice with the term, ha? Slack, ha? Okay. Ikaw ba yan? Okay. Rushing plans. Yeah, that's definitely right. When you rush, diba, you get to miss a lot of things. Change of plan, unrealistic expectation. I think so. That's really right in any project, no? Ibig sabihin lang dyan, may disalignment, no? So, lack of preparation, not within the budget. Well, not within the project, depende yan. Baka naman hindi mo kasi binudget talaga. Okay? So, poor time management, scope creep, nice with the term, ha? Guys, ha, pinaandaran nyo ako, ha? Scope creep. Okay, so too much float. Oy, gusto ko to, yung too much float. Okay? Baka ma-float yan. Okay. So, yes, 34. Yeah, leadership problem. Well, I think so may pinagdadaanan to. Pero totoo yan, ha. It also affects yung ating project talaga when there's a problem in the leadership or governance. No? Governance is uncommitted group. Oy, guys, anong ginawa niyo sa kanya? Kayo talaga, ha? Pero mukhang okay naman kasi pag-graduate na kayo. Okay? Mukhang related to sa thesis, ha? Unrealistic scheduling. Okay. So, baka naka-goods to. Kaya unrealistic. Okay. Nice. So, meron pa ba? 37? Aba, mukhang ano ah. Though anyways, so guys, thank you, no? These are really helpful because having project management skills are not really parang actually sa school hindi naman tayo tinuturuan nito eh. 'Di ba? Theoretically, yes, actually this time, no? Pero iba pa rin yung when you are being subjected to a project wherein it follows a specific standard, no, or SOPs, following yung mga best practices. So guys, thank you for that one. Ngayon, actually, no, I supposed to share with you yung ating link for the software, but I'm planning to provide it kay Sir JB. So actually I can provide it now. So wait lang. So I'll be sending the link here sa chat. Or Sir JB, kayo na lang magkakascade? What do you think, Sir JB?
Pwede sir, ako na lang po.
Kayo na lang magkakascade. So guys,
Sir, that is the installer?
Opo, yung installer.
Okay, sir. Opo.
So guys, I'll be sharing the link of the installer. Unfortunately, kasi baka mag-extend tayo ng sobra pag tinuruan ko pa kayo mag-install. Pero alam ko naman lahat kayo marunong. Actually, madali lang siya. It's an exe file, so Windows-based application. So, wait lang. Let me just check if I do have here, no? Yeah, definitely wala talaga. So, it's an exe file. So, actually, it's just a file that when you click, a wizard will prompt on how to install it. Just next, and that's it. So, pag nag-finish, nag-complete, and that's it. You have the application. So it's very important kasi on the third session, we will be navigating more on the application. Okay? So we will be, I'll be teaching you how to navigate. Anong ibig sabihin ng navigate? How to, how to work with the features and functions. So guys, actually this is, normally, we ask our student to pay 8,000 pesos just for them to to have the lessons, yung training. In fact, yung mga practitioner project manager are those who work on parang learn this application. But since yun nga, I'm also part of State U University. No? I know that this is very beneficial for us. Siguro gusto ko lang din kayong i-entice. We've actually shared this to De La Salle University, Mapua. We know engineering for Mapua, no? For FEU. So sa kanila, this is actually an additional or an extension program that they need to pay. Okay? But yun nga, thanks to Cavite State University, no, sa IE College, that you'll be able to experience it as well. No? Very quick nga lang kasi we only have 2 hours, but I hope you'll find it very fruitful, and hopefully once you get into your job, no, you can also definitely utilize that skill. Okay, so I think that's how I'll be ending. Again, for the link, I'll just be sharing it kay Sir JB. This is Sir JB na yung mag-cascade sa inyo. Okay, so guys, yeah, I think so to end it, I'll be turning it over kay Sir JB. Sir JB. Hi, Sir JB. Sorry na. Okay.
Sir, thank you for presenting very informative and interactive discussion for day 2. So I hope the IE students really learn a lot from the day 2. And we are looking forward din, sir, no, dun sa software itself. I hope excited din yung mga estudyante to learn what particular interface nung... Sir, what particular software po ba yan? Power Project?
Yes, Power Project. So,
okay.
Power Project. So,
yes, sir.
Actually, before, okay lang ba, Sir Jay?
Yes.
Very quick lang. Baka pwede nyo namang, sorry no, I'll be sharing sa screen. Baka pwede nyo namang malike yung company page namin.
Sure, sir. Sige po. Ano na lang, sir? Dito palagay. Saan ba sa DC?
Yeah, ito is, hindi. So actually, this is our company Facebook page. So, Project Pro. So you can just search Project Pro Incorporated. Please help to identify yung Bikin na Project Pro Incorporated, because there's another Project Pro pero hindi yun yung active. So nandito pa yung mga ko.
Sige. Sir, so, paskat na lang nung pinaka-web. Oo.
Okay. And guys, actually, Sir Jay, I also want na we will be having actually a webinar. This is a free webinar for projects regarding project. So this will be we will talk about portfolio management, capital planning. Though this is more likely geared towards construction and engineering, but if you are definitely alam yon, you really want to know a lot about project management. So why not, no? Since this is free. So if you want, you can just simply go in to this registration. Nasa page din namin siya. So this will happen March 23. So by tomorrow. So if you're free around 2 p.m. to 3 p.m., so you can definitely join here.
Okay. Ay, parang may ano yan, sir? May webinar.
Mayroon silang klase. Okay, anyways.
May webinar din, sir.
Okay. Anyways, no worries. So no worries naman. I'm just opening it for some, no? Or if hindi maka-attend, so it's okay. But again, yeah, thank you guys, no? So
sir, we're looking forward din, sir, dun sa mga future pang mga sa free webinar niya, sir.
Sure.
Iban sa bukas kasi may conflict. Pero sa mga susunod pa po, hoping na maka-join din po kami sa mga
no worries. Natin. Yep, no worries. Okay, sige. Sir JB, sorry na talaga. Thank you, guys. Thank you.
Thank you, Sir Jan. Again, Sir Jan, pakisend na lang yung link ng website, Facebook page para hope na sa mga guys maka-aware dun sa mga free webinars na pwede niyang i-offer for them to learn a lot from the project management.
Okay, sure. No worries. Sige, Sir J.
Thank you po. And I think it's already 7:20 and for the updates no dun sa may score natin. So tomorrow na lang ulit. Ayan. So ano naman nag-list naman ako ng score nyo every time na may sumasagot. Kaya huwag kayong mag-alala. Okay? So lahat is counted naman. I mean, lahat ng correct answer is counted naman as long as Sir Jans comment that answer. Okay? Then for the project management na training still we will continue the training of the project management on Thursday na po.
Yes.
March 24 5 p.m.
Yeah.
So, then by tomorrow by tomorrow we still have the session but ang topic naman natin is about lean management. Kaya we have sessions pa rin tomorrow. Okay,
Oh, that's exciting, ah.
so that is 5 p.m. Okay, so again, thank you so much for attending our sessions today. So I hope everyone is okay and we have siguro we can have our dinner na po and good night to everyone. So thank you po.
Yeah, thank you everyone. Salamat. Yeah.
Thank you po, sir.
Thank you po, sir.
Po,
Thank you
sir.
po.
Thank you po.
Thank you.
Thank you po, sir.
Thank you po, sir. Thank you po.
Thank you.
Bye po. Sorry.
Bye.
Thank you po.